Hello, welcome to the Not Another Who podcast. I'm your host, Sam Morrell.
And I am Tom Baker. Ah, yes. Tom Baker. Yes. No, I'm Chris Hyde.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Has it? I thought this was a
it's
soft reboot.
Well, we took a hiatus.
Yes. Much like the beloved show that we discussed.
Yeah. So, welcome to the new series.
Woo!
I guess.
We made it back before Doctor Who has.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to discuss any news, or do you want to get into the meat of the episode? Is there any news to discuss?
Well, there's the season 13 box set that was announced a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
if you want to discuss that
box set. Sure.
Yeah, the Blu-ray collection box set. Do you know what stories are on there?
I'm gonna say it's. Let's see. Hang on.
You're looking it up, aren't you?
Maybe. So in Doctor Who season 13, we had the Halloween Apocalypse, War of the Sontarans, Once Upon Time.
No, it's not that one.
Oh, it's not that season 13. Oh,
no,
okay,
that's
that
series 13.
Ah, yes, Tom Baker strikes again.
Yeah, it's Tom Baker's second season.
It
as
is.
The Doctor.
It's the one with the Zygons. I know that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
it opens with
there are.
It opens with the Zygons, Planet of Evil, Pyramids of Mars, Brain of Morbius, Android Invasion, and the Seeds of Doom.
Seeds of Doom. It's not Sarah's last series, it's her second to last, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's her last full series.
Season 13. I've only seen 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6 episodes in that season. I've seen Brain of Morbius.
Seeds of Doom's episode 3, Brain of Morbius episode 2, and
No, I've seen Terror of the Zygons. I'm pretty sure I've seen Planet of Evil.
Yeah, that's when they got turned into them husks.
Yes. And there's Tom Baker's
antimatter.
Oh wait, no, that's a different one. I'm thinking of a different one.
Antimatter alien.
Ah, yes, Antimatter. Sarah Jane.
Antimatter.
It looks like a good box set, to be fair.
It has a documentary with Ian Marter, who played Harry Sullivan. Yeah, they're discussing his life and career.
Posthumous discussion, not obviously anything with him in it.
Yeah, it's a tribute, basically.
Yes.
It's coming up to his 40th anniversary since he passed away.
Yes, because he died not very young, but he died quite young in terms of, Doctor Who actors. Very
he was
bad.
He was 42.
42, yeah. Also says that it has In Conversation with Graham Harper, which sounds interesting because Graham Harper is one of my favourite Doctor Who directors, because he's worked on a number of both classic and new Who stories.
Yeah, he was a production assistant on season 13.
And that was him rising through the ranks.
Possibly one of the few crew and cast members that are still with us.
I swear he cameos in the Brain of Morbius Doctors.
Yeah, so in that mind battle in the Brain of Morbius, yeah.
So he is technically, according to Chris Chibnall, he is a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not open that can of worms, shall we? There's a Tom Baker, Tom Talks. That sounds really interesting. Tom Baker on season 13 and more. I wonder what the and more is.
It's probably some of the DVD extras.
Probably. Well, it says Tom Baker on season 13 and more, so it could be maybe other stories linked to the series, because I don't know how long, obviously, he's going to stick around for, and if these box sets are coming every 2 years or so, there's going to be there's not going to be many occasions that he's going to be able to do any documentary or interviews.
Yeah, I think there's just season 16 of his era left to be released.
Oh, really?
Well, standard definitions, there's a few more that needs to be released. 13 and 16. I think we get 13 around 2027, 28.
And then season 16 will be sometime in the next century, and
yeah, probably the next 5 years maybe. They'll probably release some black and white stuff before we get that.
It says there's a the Doctor Who escape room. The Fourth Doctor team attempt their escape. So that's interesting. Behind the sofa.
I've heard they've done that on one of the other box sets. I don't know which one. Maybe season 2. Yeah, okay. The fans are not really into that. They thought it was just a bit of RTD pushing stuff in there.
I think it's interesting, at least, to give a sort of insight into the actual people behind the characters. You know, and if it's Doctor Who themed, then it's all good. But I can understand where people are just more on the actual episodes. They just want the episodes.
Yeah, and the in-depth documentaries they do on that on these box sets. Also, entirely non-Doctor Who related. It kind of connects to Doctor Who because there's a lot of Doctor Who actors in this series. Blake Seven are bringing out a season 2 box set.
Yes,
on
Blu-ray. There's no fancy trailer for that. It was just there you go. There you go. There's Blake Seven.
There was a trailer on YouTube. That was released.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, a couple of days ago. You've not seen Blake Seven, have you?
No, I'm not a fan, to be honest. I can only handle so much sci-fi. So, there's loads of stuff. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror of the Zygons, Pyramids of Mars, and the Android Invasion. There's audio commentaries from Tom Baker on Terror updated special effects on Terror of the Zygons, omnibus editions, HD recreations of the Pyramids of Mars, Brain of Morbius, and a brand new edit of the Seeds of Doom. Tales of the TARDIS. So we've got a 2024 edit of Pyramids of Mars with updated special effects and appearances from the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday. So I'm guessing a lot of classic Who fans will love that. Anyway, there's loads. There's a lot to enjoy of that box set. So that is coming out when? That is coming out.
It's to be confirmed.
Oh, to be confirmed. So I think it's pre-order. Pre-order?
Yeah, it's pre-order at the moment. There's no date.
So we can imagine in the next 6 months.
Yeah, probably before Christmas, about November time, maybe.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, if you want your season 13 collection box set, go grab it now at your most available retailer. We're not sponsored.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, please. There we go.
Sponsored by HMV, yeah.
Sponsored by HMV or Ravi.
Yeah, or Ravi.
Some new Who news. We have Billy Piper and Christopher Eccleston have reprised their roles, and the latest box set from Big Finish has come out. A lot of rave reviews at the moment. I'm genuinely contemplating on getting it because it's one of my favourite TARDIS teams. So
yeah. And also, if you want us to review, like, and subscribe.
Yeah, if you want us to give our opinions on any Big Finish, like, subscribe, comment down below.
Yeah.
So, any other news that you wanted to cover, or shall we go on to our main
body?
Shall we go on? Yes.
The main body, in academic terms.
Body? Well, maybe. Well, today... Pardon me. Today we return with a classic Who story because we are boycotting New Who for the foreseeable future. Or at least RTD's portion. Enough said about that. And you chose you chose Horror of Fang Rock for us to talk about. Now, why is that, Sam?
Well, it's one of my favourite stories. And
very interesting.
We haven't gone into the Gothic horror period yet. Even though Philip Hinchcliffe had left by this point.
I mean, he had, but this was one of the last stories that he greenlit. I think.
Yeah, I think he greenlit this one.
Because this was a transition period.
I know Robert Holmes was still script editor for Graham Williams for the first half of this series.
I think so. I'm sure that because there were sort of a changing of the guard, so to speak. I think this was one of those episodes where it was kind of like, okay, actually, it was a replacement story because there was one called the Vampire Mutation that was suggested instead, but it was cancelled by the BBC because they thought it would interfere with their Count Dracula series that they were airing at the same time.
It was later put into season 18 with the State of Decay.
Yeah,
do you know that?
It was sort of it was I'm trying to think of I was trying to think of a vampire pun. I've lost it. I had it and I lost it. I didn't know that it had transform. That's it. God, what's wrong with me? Yes, I didn't know it was transformed, but I did see that because I've been doing a little bit of research on this story just to give me a bit of overview.
This is one of the only stories that wasn't filmed in London. It was actually filmed in the Birmingham studios.
Pebble Mill.
Some people of a certain age will remember Pebble Mill.
I'm pretty sure it's knocked down now and turned into a block of flats.
Yeah, I don't think it exists anymore.
Closed in 2004 and demolished in September 2005. Yeah. RIP. One of the real ones. It was filmed there because there was some engineering work going on at the London studios.
Yeah.
So, and I think the venue was actually like a smaller set, like because the lighthouse set was quite claustrophobic, quite cramped.
Yeah. Which works for the story, I think.
Yeah, I was just about to say it gives that atmosphere of claustrophobia. And that kind of menace, which I think lacks in a lot of new Who stories. If you think about sort of classic Who, when they had to go on a really tight, small, cramped space, they made the most of it. There was also do you know anything more about sort of behind the scenes? Do you know about the whole sort of difficulties with Tom Baker?
Yeah, that Tom Baker and Louise Jameson didn't really get on, did they?
Yeah, they didn't during her tenure. I think obviously now, water under the bridge, but definitely back then
they get on fine now, but with the departure of Elizabeth Sladen and all that.
It's kind of hard because it's all right. It's kind of hard because I think.
Did you hear that?
Doctor, no, you went.
Someone just like beeps their horn outside.
Luckily,
I don't know if you heard it or not.
If the listeners heard it, please comment below. Yeah. Well, there was also a tense relationship between the director and Tom Baker himself as well.
Paddy Russell.
Apparently, because of how difficult because this episode was a sort of last-minute replacement and being a cramped space, and also Tom being, Tom, he was at this point one of the biggest sort of pulls for the BBC. It was difficult because it was almost like you had that sort of prima donna actor with a director who kind of didn't really work within the sci-fi genre. You also had a change in production staff as well as a change in actress for the lead. Well, for the companion. Yeah, it's one of those where apparently it was difficult to direct him at times. There was he may have not taken direction very well and was just sort of like, I'll do it like this because I'm Tom Baker. In that fantastic way he does things.
There was a broadcast of this story in Chicago where there was like a hijack of the broadcast of that episode. Yeah. Did you come across that in your
I actually knew this fact. I knew this fact before going into the research because I've watched Horror of Fang Rock before. Because as I agree with you, it is one of the best Doctor Who stories. It's not the best. I do have criticisms, and we'll get onto that in a bit because I am prepared to give this episode a good ribbing. Ace. Ribbing ace.
Money.
Yeah, so this was on a rerun. I think it was PBS. Probably PBS, knowing them.
Yeah, PBS Chicago.
The Max Headroom incident. I'm guessing this is what you're inferring to.
I'll get you a hot drink, miss.
Some dry clothes.
One of the greatest TV hijackings of all time.
There's been quite a few. I watched a video on people hijacking television broadcasts. There was one in Britain during the 1970s.
Yeah, this happened on the 22nd of November 1987, where during the first part of the episode, the signal was hijacked by a pirate broadcast featuring an unknown individual wearing a Max Headroom mask. The interruption lasted for about 90 seconds and remains one of the most mysterious cases in television piracy history. Source, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this, solidifies Doctor Who in one of the most sort of, if we go 100 years into the future, at least Doctor Who will be known for one thing other than its, continuous history, and that is the Max Headroom incident. It was the broadcast that started it all.
Max Headroom appeared in Doctor Who.
That would have been a great episode. So what is it about the episode that you like? Because obviously this is one of your favorite stories, so Yeah, I like the dark atmosphere that forebodes this entire story, and it goes back to that base under siege thing that Doctor Who are famous for. It's one of the best, where there's a just group of people just getting bumped off, but one by one. Yes, yeah. One of my favourite films uses that trope as well, The Thing. Yeah, it's one of my favourite films as well. Story, because you've got this sort of shape-shifting alien creature in amongst a paranoid group that gets smaller and smaller, and the hour-long episode, because it is an hour split into 25-minute chunks. It feels at times where it's like another sort of Doctor Who predicted kind of thing, like how the Ark in Space sort of predicted Alien, and
Yeah.
the Horror of Fang Rock sort of predicted the thing in a way.
Mm.
2 phenomenal films and 2 phenomenal stories, both Tom Baker.
Mm-hmm. Tom Baker's performance in this is very subdued, and it's quite dry, and it's very quotable. It's like, what's that quote? Gentlemen, I've got news for you. This lighthouse is under attack, and by morning we might be all dead. Anyone interested? Like that. He's just like, he goes from, it's played on like 2 different levels. It's very
it's not
manic.
it's not an overly funny story, but his charisma sort of comes through as sort of this warming presence in this cold atmosphere.
Yeah.
Any bit of warmth that's on screen is literally when he's in the frame. Leela, I have to admit, this is one of my favourite stories because Leela is given a lot more to do.
Yeah, Leela's great in the story. She has a lot to do. Possibly my favourite moment of that story is when she slaps what's-her-face round the chops.
He says he thinks Lord Palmerdale's fallen from the lamp gallery.
Nothing like a bit of girl on girl.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have kind of her being the strong woman and to have this overly reactive, female character who's, because it's also a play on privilege as well. This overly reactive woman has come from a background of wealth and hasn't ever had to overcome anything, and you kind of get that from her characterization. Is she's lived quite a privileged life, whereas Leela has literally been a part of a tribe having to fend for herself and provide for her tribe. One of my favorite bits is the bit where they're talking about the astrology, and it's just a slam dunk on astrology, because I don't like that practice at all.
Yeah, it's better to believe in science.
Well,
as Leela says.
Yeah, it is. It's better, but it's also like you're not filled in your head with gobbledygook. You're literally looking at things from a solid objective instead of a fantastical what if kind of thing. Again, amazing. It's why I love Leela as a companion, and I feel like as we've said over the past reviews, Who needs to learn a lot from this era, especially of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Do you want to know a fun fact about? You probably know this, but do you want to know a fun fact about this episode?
Sure. I am listening. I'm just.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just,
I'll replace you with. I'll replace you with whenever you're not on screen. I'll replace you with a picture of Tom Baker.
I'm just plugging my light in. There we go.
Oh, I see. So this episode is partly based on a historical event.
Oh, is it?
It is. I'm surprised you didn't know that, because it's quite it's not well known, but it is an historical event that is one of the most mysterious that's ever happened.
The Beast of Fang Rock?
The Beast of Fang. No, so there's a lighthouse on the Outer Hebrides off the west coast of Scotland, and it's called the Flannan Isles Lighthouse. And in 1900, 3 of its keepers mysteriously disappeared without any without anything happen. Like So they just disappeared, and they're like, there was food on the table. It was almost like nothing had happened. But they was just mysteriously gone. All their clothes were, where they would leave them. And it's one of the most interesting because it was only discovered that they had all gone when a steamer on its journey from Philadelphia to Leith had noted that the lighthouse wasn't operational. And it was in poor weather conditions such as the ones experienced in Fang Rock. So yeah, you could technically count this story as a historical.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Well, I learned something new today.
And it's also one of my favourite mysteries because it's just so weird, and I feel like it makes perfect sense to be a Doctor Who episode.
And it was.
Oh, and there's a ballad of Flannan Isles, and in the last episode, in the last moments of the episode, the Doctor recites the poem from the ballad.
Ah, that's where it comes from then.
Yep.
Interesting.
You know something every day.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And I think this will give you probably even more reason to love this episode.
Yeah. I like that. It has that foreboding backstory to it.
And I also like the fact that there's the whole sort of class struggle.
When I first watched this story, it didn't really cross my mind about the class struggles. I was more into the monsters and stuff. Watching it as an adult, I like them like little touches that I missed in previous watches.
Yeah, it's got those. It's one of those stories where you take something new away from it every rewatch, and like you enjoy something about it that you didn't originally, or you find something new to enjoy. And I found it, especially on this occasion, when watching it, the whole luxury yacht and the survivors, and the fact that you had the crewman that was survived. And they went right down to the boiler room, and it was the Lord and the Adelaide, and Lord Parma Violets
Parmesan.
You had this kind of class element to it, and I found that really interesting how they were treating the characters as, the only person they treated with any reverence or respect or authority was the Doctor, because he just asserted himself so like quickly. I'm gonna say one thing that really puts me off this episode, and I hope you agree, but obviously it's fine. But I don't like the Rutan. I don't like the villain or the monster.
Well, the design of it, or the actual idea?
I like the idea in concept, or the idea in theory, but the design of the creature being this just blob, this just jellyfish blob, looks like a bit of snot. I feel like it just ruins the story, because I'm not intimidated by a jellyfish, whereas the creature from The Thing is much more like terrifying, because it's like an amalgamation. It's an assimilation of different things, and I feel like that's what the Rutans should be. You know, if they're meant to be the Sontarans' greatest threat, I don't understand how jellyfish or just like green blobs compared to, you know, 4-foot tall potato men. It just puts me off. Because I feel like they could have been a bit more interesting with the character, with the sort of monster design.
They did redesign them during the season 15 box set.
Okay. Oh yeah, because don't they make another appearance? Or is this their only appearance?
No,
I can't
this
remember.
is the only appearance. They recreated the alien with CGI effects on the season 15 box set.
Does that look any better, or does it just look like a green blob that just has a few arms or something?
Yeah, it has an extra like eye and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You probably look it up.
Yeah, see, you know, when I look at creatures from The Thing, it looks even more like... I mean, obviously, yeah, Doctor Who can't go too body horror or can't be too, like, scary for the kids, but I really do think, like, a jellyfish isn't that effective.
Yeah.
Oh, you've frozen again.
Yeah, I have frozen again. I'm trying to fix it,
It's
but...
alright. It's alright, we'll work through it. Yeah, I just think that, like, for me, it's the only bit of the story that takes it out, is I just can't get over the whole blob being this major threat. I think it would have been better if, like, we were hinted that it was a creature, but we never saw it. And so it possessed someone to begin with, or possessed a creature to begin. Like, I feel like that would have been better, because you could have had the green light or the, you know, the sort of glows, but you could have hinted at the fact that it's not, you know, I think for me it's the only downside of this story.
Yeah.
Everything else about it is perfect. The music, the direction, the design, like the set design. You know, one of my favorite children's series that I used to watch as a kid was The Adventures of Portland Bill. I had this on video, that's how long ago it was. And the actual series came out in the 70s, so I don't know how it was my childhood thing, but it was just, you know, something that I would put on. And I always loved the idea of lighthouses and creepy stuff going on in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a great essence for a Doctor Who story.
Yeah.
And also Round the Twist. I also like Round the Twist as well.
Yeah, I know that one as well. I don't know how I remember it, because it's way before both of our times.
Yeah. Well, they did have reruns of the series on CBBC, both throughout the 90s and the noughties, so it was probably on then. I definitely remember Round the Twist. Cue title sequence.
Have you ever felt like this? Have strange things happen? Are you going round the twist?
Yeah, I like nautical stuff, and I think that's partly why I think this episode is so good, is because it does hone into something that I have a fascination with. Also, being based on a historical event gives it that little bit of, like, nuance. You know, it's inspired, it's creative. the acting is superb as well, even from the overdramatic Adelaide.
Yeah. She has a very interesting death. When she gets zapped by the Rutan. Yeah, I always like that death.
I like how the possessed Rutan, the possessed what's his name? Reuben. Colin Douglas. I love how, you know, his possessed look is just, I'm gonna smile when I'm about to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a very unnerving smile. And that cry he gives when he's getting killed by the Rutan, it's just very chilling.
Yeah, that is a good scream though, and we should definitely do that episode, Doctor Who 10 best screams of all time, because that'll definitely come in.
Yeah, Victoria in like 9 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind the Rutan zapping people, but I would have preferred it if it wasn't just zapping, if it was something a bit more physical as well. I think, obviously, again, this is the problem with Doctor Who, is we like the darker stuff. We like it when it goes, you know, to its more creepy and horror sort of end. But we have to remember that it is a family show, and it's like, why can't you just have the villain just, you know, strangle a guy? Or, I mean, this sounds really dark, but it would be more effective to just see him, or even just knock him out, just like a punch, and he just goes down. You know, blame Mary Whitehouse.
Yeah. Doctor Who's stuntmen have very weak shoulders as well. Have you noticed that?
I've seen that a lot of Doctor Who stunt actors seem to seem to have quite a rigidity about them.
And they just go down with one blow.
Yeah, literally. It's all that John Pertwee, you know. He wrote it into his contract that he just has to karate chop one time. Oh, there you are. You're back. Briefly.
No, I'm not now.
You're not now. Do you want to know another fun fact about this episode? You might already know this, but I'm just going to test you anyway. Fun fact number 789. So you know when Leela's eyes changed colour when she was temporarily blinded?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It wasn't
she's
a
naturally
story
brown
thing.
hat.
No. So, during this episode, Leela's eye colour was changed from brown to blue. The contact lenses Louise Jameson was wearing to make her eyes brown were uncomfortable. So the production team allowed her to go back to her natural eye colour, which I think is a very fun fact. And, you know, it makes sense for a story perspective. You know, they wrote it in the story sort of last minute. But
it does. I think that was part of the conditions for doing another series, to get rid of the contact lenses that she was wearing. Which
I don't understand, unless it was for a story thing. I don't understand why she had to wear contact lenses anyway.
No, nor do I. I don't know why she had to wear them, but...
Yeah, unless they didn't want two actors to have the same eye colour, but then that just sounds like a really petty thing.
Can't think of anything else.
Well, that was our review of Horror of Fang Rock, one of the best Doctor Who stories of all time. How would you sort of rate it, if you were to rate it?
I'd rate it a 10 out of 10 for its story, its effects on the most part, the pacing. It doesn't like dip in any place. It's just like, well, it's written by Terrence Dicks, one of the best Doctor Who writers of all time, really.
Well, the custodian of the late Second Doctor, Third Doctor, and partly Fourth Doctor era. You know, he was one of the longest because he went through sort of 3 Doctors and 3 eras technically.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where, you know, I would personally rate it probably about, I'd say a 9, only because of I just don't like the Rutan. That's the only thing that slips it up is if the monster was a little bit better made, or they just went a little bit more, I don't know, abstract with the idea of this shape change, because we don't really get a sense of the shape changing apart from it sort of possessing like Ruben. I think it could have been a lot better, but 9 out of 10 personally. I think it is one of the best, and I definitely do like dipping into the 70s because it does have I would say it's definitely its golden era of Doctor Who.
Definitely.
I do like the 60s era, but I would say the 70s is where it got to it where it needed to be.
All the best writers were writing for Doctor Who in the 1970s.
Definitely.
We had Terrence Dicks, Robert Holmes, Douglas Adams.
Sorry, we said it at the same time. And also, you had the likes of, you know, you had the talent, you had the producers. Like, there wasn't, you didn't get into the weird JNT era, or, you know, it was past the 60s, where the 60s was a mixed bag at times, but it had some, you know, good stories in those rough moments. Yeah, I feel like the 70s is quite solid, especially the jump from Pertwee to Baker. Those 2 Doctors solidified the classic era.
You can't top Tom Baker and John Pertwee.
I don't think you ever can
really.
You? I think the new series, you kind of have to judge on a different scale because it's a different, like, I know it was meant to be a continuation, but you see the jump from classic to New Who almost feels like a reboot in itself. So I can't, even though Tennant is my personal favourite Doctor, I can't compare him to the likes of Tom Baker because they both played a role with different magnetism.
I personally think Tom Baker is the best, but yeah, that's just me.
I would say he's the best overall because he's the most consistent. And whenever David returns to the show, his ranking does go a bit lower, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, and every comeback he's had makes me a little bit less keen on him.
Alright.
So yeah, that was horror.
Yeah. Horror.
That was an enjoyable. So what episode will we be doing next, Sam?
Wow, are we doing Earthshock? Is that the
We've not done a
the
Cyberman
general
story
gist?
yet.
No, we haven't done a Cyberman story. I think it's about time. We've done a Dalek story, but do we speak of that one ever again?
That one is lost. I don't know what you mean about that. Out of all the Dalek stories,
Nobody else has watched it, so
no. Well, that is it. So we will be doing Earthshock next, and who knows what's on the horizon.
yeah, we've got a few things coming out. over the from now till Christmas.
We have stuff in the pipeline. I'm Tom Baker.
Ooh.
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 See you around, folks.
See you later.